Welcome to the LXV 40mm grenade adapter. Today we'll learn how we can use paintballs for the grenades to be used with the LXV launchers. So there are three kinds of adapters, so a simple ring, then a fully 3D printed version, and one with a PVC insert as an inner barrel. These adapters, they self-lock one paintball. So you insert the paintball, you kind of hit it a few times, shake it, and now it's locked. We have to begin by disassembling the Big Dragon grenades. I bought these at Taiwan Gun. They're fairly cheap, around 20 euros per unit. The only problem with them is when you buy them new, you will find metal shavings inside. So make sure there is no gas inside and basically unscrew it. What you will find is this piece, the spring, and this part with the bearings. Be careful with the bearings, they tend to fall out, so use some grease around them to kind of keep them inside. And what usually happens, there are some metal shavings around this area, so what I like to do is preferably take off the O-rings and just clean it out with a microfiber cloth or anything like that. There also tends to be some metal shavings inside here and in the unit top as well. So after you clean it up, make sure that you use some lube to lube the O-rings. You don't want them to dry up. And also when you are storing it, just leave some green gas inside, so because these grenades the O-rings tend to dry out. I will also post some O-ring sizes. I'll post the specifications, be easier that way. Right, so to reassemble it, there are many different ways, but I like to do it this way. So you take the top, you put it on the table, you push this in, take the spring, make sure all the bearings are inside, take the top bit, now align this, catch the metal parts and just screw it back on. And that's it. Now to installing the adapter itself, you have to make sure that it's going to be stuck together, so you will not be able to use this grenade with any other adapter after we've done this process. Basically, the way it goes, you use some contact adhesive and some double-sided tape. Then you put it on and wrap some electrical tape around it. You can wrap some tooth picking string or anything like that. Basically, you want to compress this area here. So to start with the best sort of contact area on the top, because this is when it prints, there is a profile to it, so some prints might not look very good. So what I tend to do is use a heat gun. So what you want to do is you want to use a heat gun to kind of smooth out the area and form it to the top of the grenade. So use the heat gun to do that. I use a smaller nozzle, just around 10 seconds inside when it's fully hot. And then push the grenade onto it. Right. Take the grenade out and check. What you will find that the infill pattern might be visible, depends on what sort of infill settings you've used. And when you feel around the end of the adapter, it will form around this lip and have a ring around there inside the adapter. So what this allows you, what this does in the adapter is when it's inserted, there is no gap between the adapter and the grenade, and so all of the gas goes out and nothing gets trapped in this area, because if it does, there might be a possibility that the adapter might break in this area and fly off. So you want to make sure it touches perfectly. Right, and that's done with the heat gun. Next step is clean the grenade. Some isopropyl alcohol, just clean it out, the top part, because we're going to use some contact adhesive. Alright, now it's clean. What you want to do is use some contact adhesive on the grenade. So we're gonna put some contact adhesive on the end there and on the top here. It's fairly difficult. Do not overfill it because it will go inside. Then take a dowel and just spread the glue around. You want it on the areas that are top of the grenade, where it starts to be rounded off. Right. Now, depending on your contact adhesive, sometimes needs to wait for the contact adhesive to cure. So after spreading the top of the grenade with contact adhesive, you have to wait around 5 to 10 minutes for the contact adhesive to cure. In the meantime, what you can do is apply thin double-sided tape onto the two of the parts, so there and after the ring. So let's do it. Alright, let's take the tape off. Now just finish waiting for the contact adhesive to cure. It will become a bit more whitish, depending on the brand. Right. So the time has passed. Now let's attach the adapter to the grenade, and you want to slide it fast so the contact adhesive doesn't spread around that much. So there we go. Push it down. Hold it for a little while. Yeah, it's not going anywhere now. So next step is you want to take some electrical tape. So now we will tighten this area. You can also use teeth picking wire. I don't know what it's called. And yeah, so we're gonna tighten it now. So what I like to do is stretch the tape so it goes into this little groove and only into it. If you overstretch it, it might break, so you have to be careful. After like 4 or 5 twists, you can start going up. Still keep some friction. Stretch the tape so it has a very strong contact with the grenade. Now there is a little lip around this area, and it's kind of a guide of where to stop the tape. Back it up, get some scissors, and we're done. So now this grenade is going to be, after the adhesive sets, is going to be very, very strong. Next we have to test it. So take a paintball, wait for the grenade to, the glue to set fully, insert the paintball. What I do is put my thumb over the hole and kind of shake it. You will hear when it fully goes in. you can also use a rod to push it in. This is my test paintball. It's been hanging on my table now for a couple of months and it's a bit swollen. So just reads the guides of how to store paintballs properly, but shaking it should be enough. Right, now you can get some green gas. Just a tiny smidge. Now I need to tighten the valve. Yes, sometimes the valves are undone. Next, get yourself a target. And press onto this button. There we go. It works. Made a huge mess, but it works. So you have to reset the grenade depending on how well the seals go together. But what I usually do, you can press it in a couple of times and then unscrew it. And did you hear that click? When it clicks, it's reset. So you can do it up again. Yes, let's tighten the valve. So the valve is leaking a little bit, this insert valve. Let's get a screwdriver and just tighten it a little bit. Yeah, it's very loose. Do not over tighten it, you might break it. Test again. Here we go. So to test that, in the launcher, get your launcher. This is the Law 72. What you want to do is start by taking out the shell wedge. Now point the launcher to a safe area, anywhere where you wouldn't want to hit. Don't point there, point it at the safe direction. So basically get the shell inside, let it go. You heard it hit the bottom. Take the shell wedge, insert it. Now it's securely in place. The Law 72 has a safety mechanism, so you wouldn't be able to shoot it now. What you need to do is expand it. So now it's expanded, you can aim and shoot. So after shooting, basically I like to collapse it. So push the back sight into the side cover, then push down the front sight, push it all the way in. Now it's back at its original configuration. Take out the shell wedge, slide out the grenades, and you're done. So I hope you enjoy the use. It's a lot of fun, even just with a round adapter with some BBs. It's a hell of a fun. To fit the round adapter, just add some tape and slide it on. Nothing too fancy, just a friction fit. improper install might cause the adapter to break along the thin walls here. So you have to print it in a suitable material, and never, never, never point it or shoot it at people. Never. Shoot at your target at least from 20 meters, because if this happens, this will fly off. So you have to be really, really careful where you point this thing at. This is for basically, I'm not responsible for any injuries. Do this at your own expense. So yeah, this is crucial that you print it well and using a suitable material. Right, that's all.